Well, thanks very much. Before I get started and talk about what I'm here to talk about, I just want to say thanks to the overall Juice Plus family. As when I first met Jay, I was telling him 28 years ago, I was 18, and one simple change in my life was this company. I am in Houston, Texas. To make a living, to pay a little extra money to go to college, I sold water purification systems. And so I thank y'all, and I think this greater company, it's the reason I'm here. The second thing that I think another simple change, or even more than simple, it made in my life was with my family. And we obviously are big Juice Plus. We're the gummy folks, but we love them and are chewable, should I say. But we love it, and I don't know if she's in the audience, Joni Van Horn from Kansas. I don't know if she's here. But anyway, she's doing a great job for us. She talks to my wife and makes sure we have plenty of product. Also, it's interesting that the people I've gotten to meet just since Wednesday, the one way I would describe y'all's company is authentic. I mean, it's just incredible, the people. I've met Maria Word, I grew up in Greenville, Mississippi with, as a national marketing director. Janet Miller as well from Memphis, who introduced me to y'all's company, and Jay, as well as Danny and Debbie Martin, and Mickey and Carrie Daigle. Anyway, it's an incredible team. I've got to meet a lot of neat people. I think the story for us, and tell you about my company, is that we launched today live for you guys a way to go tweet and do nothing at all at the same time. But my company is called EdgeTheory. It's a conversation media company. Conversation is obviously why y'all are here. Each of y'all have a story, incredible stories. And the more you tell those stories, obviously the more you grow your market share. And there's no better place to have a conversation than that on social media. And so my company, we help big brands all over the world, Neiman Marcus in fashion, Mayo Clinic's one of my bigger clients in healthcare, Match.com, the Washington Redskins, a lot of sports teams, and we help those companies simply go find people not yet looking for them. And don't you want to find people not yet looking for you? But unfortunately, lots of marketing today is people already looking for you. And so we focus solely on how do you go out there and get a bigger piece of the conversations that are going on every day. Even if you're not on Twitter, there are people every day talking about children's health. There are people every day talking about fitness, every day talking about all the many conversations that lead people back to your product, but many of them aren't looking for you. And so that's why I'm here today, is to talk about how we can help you very easily increase the conversations that this company owns on a mass scale very quickly, and we're going to launch that today. Obviously, you have two goals. You want to sell more product, and you want to build your team. That's why what you wake up every morning and should be thinking about. For us, that's conversation. We all know word of mouth. It's been around since the age of the dawn of man. Conversation is the oldest form of communication technology. But you got to go use it, and you got to get out there and you got to share your story. And so I'm going to talk today about how we built a platform with you guys, with your virtual office. You can go to it right now, this afternoon. You might want to listen first. But it's a way that you're going to be able to go create conversation using social collateral that's pre-approved by Juice Plus around the conversations that you need to be having. And it'll take you about 3 minutes is all it's going to take you. Let's talk first a little about social. I know, talking to some of the team here, Facebook has, I think, been adopted more than Twitter probably in this audience. They're both very powerful platforms. I spend lots of time in the Valley with both these companies. Facebook is awesome, but it's around your relationships. And I think you got to put these two platforms in context. Facebook is awesome, but it's the people you already have a relationship with. And you need to leverage that, and you need to use that to tell your story and sell more product. So Facebook, think of it as it is truly a social media platform. Twitter is not. Twitter is a publishing platform. It is the most misunderstood, but yet the most powerful tool you could all be using this afternoon. It's a voice to the world. It's not about just your friends. And so I deal with CEOs and CMOs around the world in big, big brands, and there's a distorted worldview about social and Twitter. They think it's about who follows you. It's really not. It's nice to have followers, and that's a good metric, but really it's about, do you own the conversation? Are you using that voice to go own the conversation around children's health, around tips of healthy living? Last night I heard lots of great talk about all the simple changes you can make, how it helps you sleep better. All these things are huge conversations. So that's what I'm here to talk about, is how do we use Twitter, all of us in this room, hopefully 6,000, and hopefully beyond that, 20,000. How do we go out there and own the conversations that you guys know? You're the thought leaders. But unless we go tell it on a massive scale, we're going to stay, growing at a different pace. So then the next question is, who the heck has time to go tweet? Raise your hand. It's a big issue. I was talking to some folks this morning about it, and if you think about it, I spend a lot of time, I share a member with the Twitter board, and most people just don't have the time to tweet, and many times people just don't know what to say. You'd say something if you knew what to say, right? But you just don't know what to say. And furthermore, social is extremely confusing. No one understands what Twitter is, so you end up not tweeting. So I'm going to talk about a solution today that we've built with Juice Plus that you can sign up for to address this. So with one simple change, here's what we're talking about. This is on your virtual office. I'm going to walk you through how you can do this. And I'll first tell you what this is. This is a way that each of you this afternoon, whether you have a Twitter handle or not, and raise your hand if you have a Twitter handle. Maybe raise your hand if you don't. I would bet it's 60% don't in this crowd. This afternoon, you can have a Twitter handle, tweeting what Jay and the team want you to tweet that's very authentic, and you're going to spend 4 minutes, and I'm going to walk you through that. So this is a tool that you go, clap hands. So this is on your virtual office, and I believe you can go to it on the app. I think you can just go to it from your iPhone, your iPad, your computer, but go to your virtual office, click on Soundboard from the drop down of your personal profile. That's the first thing you do. You next got to click the link below, and you arrive here. And so this is Soundboard, and we've done this for lots of big sports teams, but this is a way that, again, you're going to go through, and I want to make sure it's you pretty much understand this. This is a way that you're going to get pre-approved content, social collateral, already blessed, great content around life changes, and it's going to be published through your Twitter handle 5 times a week, and you do nothing. Now, okay. But you still want to tweet on your own if you want to, and you can. And so we do this, of course, with fans, sports teams. So again, it's not going to take control of your Twitter handle. Juice Plus is not taking control, but this is a part of your existing subscription. There's no cost extra for you. And you can go today, and actually, it's actually early next week. Sign up today, but early next week this will begin, the messaging will begin, that Ben and I have discussed. So you go to this landing page, you click on Let's Get Started. You're able to see these authentic messages that we have written, that have been accumulated, and like we've had so many cool speakers today about how y'all do lots of research. Well, that's what my company does. I have scientists that study language, and for 3 years, I've been studying what millennials say, what baby boomers say, what people have cancer say. I do all this conversation for Mayo Clinic. So I've been mapping conversation. We're using our kitchen, if you will, with your ingredients. Not weight loss, excuse me. It could be, but with all your different ingredients, and we're going to take that and create messages. So you can just look at a couple of the messages. Are you too tired to cook? At Juice Plus, make healthy eating stress-free. Click there. And one simple point I forgot to say is when you sign up for this and you go through your virtual office, every one of these tweets are going to your website, not .com. So that's why you got to go through virtual office. And so these are the messages, just a couple. It's hard to say no to cupcakes at work. Here's a tip for healthy new year. All of this authentic content is what you need to get out there. And when I said earlier it's not about followers, let me tell you why Twitter is not about followers. Google is a very powerful company. Google is not indexing websites only. Google is indexing what people are talking about every single second. We listen to billions of tweets. There's a billion tweets every 2 days. So remember, you want to have followers and you will have followers. If you don't have a Twitter handle today, when you sign up, you'll get one. And you'll get followers because you're sending out great messages about cupcakes. But remember, this is very important, there are people who never go to Twitter, who make fun of Twitter, but they're searching for children's health on Google. And guess what? Google indexes these tweets. It has nothing to do with who follows you. Obviously, you're going to have followers. You're going to have a couple hundred followers, just like you have 600 so forth fans or friends on Facebook. But remember, it's about getting the talk right and getting this authentic content out there. So don't let anybody tell you you have to have followers on Twitter. Next page, it just reminds you that this is going to be 5 times a week. That, again, Juice Plus is going to supplementally push these messages through your handle. You then are directed to Twitter, where you're going to authorize Twitter to allow Juice Plus to send these messages through your handle. Look at the top right corner. If you don't have a Twitter handle, today with one email address, when you get through this process, you will have a Twitter handle. And that was 60% of the people in this audience. So the next page, obviously you can see my handle is Joe Options. It comes back and says I'm good. I click on sign up, and I'm done. That took about 2-3 minutes, and forevermore, until I turn it off and unsubscribe, I'm going to get 5 messages from Juice Plus through my handle. So in summary, at the end of the day, I would really encourage you, and I did a TED Talk on this recently, it's all about conversation. This whole world, I'm a recovering CPA from 25 years ago. So I understand finance and I understand ROI, but this is the biggest asset. You know it. Jay's the best storyteller I've ever heard in my entire life. This is about telling your story. That's how you go grow your team. That's how you add more product and sell more product. The best way you can go converse is to leverage social media, even though it's scary, even though it's confusing. And now with Juice Plus, I'm super excited with this innovative company, Juice Plus, with my innovative company, that we have a solution that doesn't make you do a whole lot. So I would really encourage you to do this. One last thing I'll just tell you about Twitter. I was in New York one time speaking, and I had the head of New York Twitter was there, and he said, why do people need a Twitter account? And he said, let me just say this story. Who in here has seen a picture of the Grand Canyon? Of course, everybody raised their hand. And then he said, who in here have been to the Grand Canyon? And less people obviously raised their hands. The point of the story is I can sit up here all day long and tell you how passionate and excited I am, and I've changed lots of big brands around this stuff. But until you go see the Grand Canyon, until today you go push that button on your virtual office, you're not going to ever understand the glory and the design and this awesomeness of the Grand Canyon. So go do it, and we're excited, super excited to work with this company. I appreciate your time.